phobia that we had. We had the antibacterial soap for bathing, and the bacterial soap for laundry, for washing our dishes, for cleaning, and actually it is bleach that kills the MRSA germ and the other Staphylococcus germ. And the hospitals are not using that. They're using a germicidal cleanser, and actually MRSA has become resistant to the cleanser they're using in the hospitals and for the hand sanitizer they use on their hands. Yeah. So it only takes one germ at the right place at the right time, and the MRSA's there. So I think it's a combination of everything. And the hospitals are not clean. Hospitals are filthy. If you're not ill when you go there, you become ill while you're there. Yeah. A lot of patients go in for, I'm not criticizing the healthcare officials, but they need to do something about this. Is epidemic. They're hiding it from the public because I don't think they want to alarm the public. But this is just something that has to be addressed. It is just you have to take care of yourself when you're in the hospital.
But it is alarming. It is alarming, isn't it? When you realise this natural bacteria, which for eons and generations have lived peacefully on your skin, is now attacking you, and it literally eats your skin away, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. This
MRSA. Now, could this also be due to a major immune system dysfunction as well?
I think so too. Yeah.
And there's a lot of
Go ahead.
There's a lot of causative effects to that, which is chemicals as well. The synthetic chemicals in the environment, they impact our immune defenses system. The overuse of antibiotics, as you said, doesn't allow our own antibodies to grow and work. And I would say, I might be wrong, it's the widespread bottle feeding, the infant milk formula, where the newborn child doesn't have the colostrum of the mother, and that colostrum just contains all the antibodies the newborn child needs to survive.
From the mother. Because, in the 40s, I think most babies were, well, I wasn't there in the 40s, but I think most babies were breastfed in the 40s and the early 50s, and then it was easy for the pediatrician to put the baby on a formula, and I think the formulas themselves cause many allergies and cause the immune system in the infant, and of course the overuse of vaccines and a lot of other things, and our air is bombarded with chemicals, our water, our food, so I think our natural immune system as a whole is not working as it should be, and then of course you have all these diseases and all these antibiotics that are just given routinely. When I was young, I wasn't given an antibiotic when I had a cold or the flu. You just you took aspirin or you drank juice and ginger ale, and you rode the fever out, and then your body became resistant to that germ. And I think what it is, we're not allowing the immune cycle to work in our bodies. We short circuit it by taking the antibiotics, and then it's just a vicious cycle, and then you don't complete the cycle of the antibiotic. You feel better, so you put the bottle away. So the bug that is still inside of you morphs into something even more and becomes resistant to that drug. I think it's just that cycle there.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the human biosystem is what you would call Stone Age. I mean, nothing's changed since our early history, and yet we're impacting it with chemical age, synthetic age, machine age, drugs, food, and medications, and that's got to have some effect. This is probably why our immune system is breaking down.
And there's more people. There's growing up, we had neighbors, but now everyone is just what I call this cluster of humanity, shoving and bumping against each other in subways and elevators and in the street. And it's just everyone's breathing and coughing, and no one seems to cover their mouth when they cough. I mean, I don't know how it is in the UK, but that's the way it is in the United States.
Well, I have noticed, being a father, when they're off on their summer breaks or their Christmas holidays, everything's okay. When they go back to school, Charlotte, they come back with colds and flus, and that spreads through the family. So that sort of contact.
Daycares, daycares have a very difficult time with viruses, and children always with ear infections, and children always with sore throats. There's always strep throat. There's always pink eye in all the daycare centers, and this is just a cluster of little children putting their hands in their mouth, touching the mucous membrane, touching each other, and the healthcare and the daycare workers there are not doing a good enough job of wiping the surfaces down. I think they use bleach. I'm not sure, but then the parents are at work, and the parents come home and they bring germs from the office or the factory or wherever they're at. So it's just it's like a clustered humanity, and everybody's not keeping up with their basic hygiene, not washing their hands before they eat. So of course this is going to spread this, and it's going to be epidemic, and and of course everyone's going to rush out. They're going to want the antibiotics to cure the MRSA, and it's just going to make it worse because they're not going to complete. Some people won't be able to afford to purchase antibiotics, so it's just going to be an incomplete cycle of wiping out this germ, and then the germ will morph, become another super germ. That's what they're called now. They're called super germs. They're called super bugs. They're no longer, now they've given them the name of super bugs. So
coming back to the allergens now, I would have thought that one of the main allergens that the human being can consume is cow's milk. There's a lot of allergic reactions to cow's milk, and a lot of people who take cow's milk on a regular basis don't realize it has this sort of causative effect, but it fills up the mucous membranes. I know my son is asthmatic, and he's allergic to cow's milk, and if he has anything with any caseinates in, any minute milk products in, it sparks off his asthma and his mucous membranes fill up. But cow's milk, they feed this stuff to newborn babies, and cow's milk is, at the end of the day, designed for an animal, which is a calf.
That's right. And, we're not calves. We're not calves.
Right. Yeah. Whereas mother's milk is designed for the human being, of course, but it's also designed to impact brain growth. Whereas cow's milk, I've read, is merely designed to bulk up the calf. So is this why do you think that there's an obesity problem, not just in the United States? It's in the UK as well, and in Western worlds, in the areas where infant formula milk is widely used.
Milk-fed babies on the average are heavier than I breastfed my son, are heavier than the children that are fed breast milk. Breastfed baby is lean, although they're well fed, they're well nourished. Whereupon a child is fed formula or cow's milk is heavy, and that seems to be what everyone is looking for. And it was the fat baby, the little jolly baby with the little rolls of fat, and that's nothing but they're being beefed up just like a calf. In other words, the calf's milk is cow's milk is like 7 times higher in the fat. And that's to put the weight on the calf. You're not supposed to put the weight on the baby. You're supposed to put the weight on the calf. And I think that's it right there. That a baby is receiving all of that fat and all that hormone. And mother's milk was designed for her baby, just like a cow's milk was designed for her calf. And especially the baby formulas. If you were to read the ingredients in the baby formula, you wouldn't want to drink it, let alone give it to your baby, because the first like 15 ingredients, I wish I had a can. The first 15 ingredients are all chemicals. It's BHT, it's food coloring, and this is the things that an infant does not need. A human body does not need all of these chemicals. No. So the fact that all of these chemicals are in this Similac or SMA or whatever the formula is being fed to the baby, that should show people right there that's not a natural product for your child. It's full of salt.
Yeah. In some European countries, infant formula milk has to be prescribed by a doctor, and it's not allowed to be advertised. But it's not like that in the UK. It's widely available in supermarkets as well. It's poison, isn't it? Infant formula milk.
Sure it is. It is. It smells funny when I've smelled it before. When the liquid, it looks creamy and foamy, and you can actually see the cream forming on the top when you open the can, and I guess the mothers think, oh, that's good for my baby. And when you open up the powdered formula, it has almost like a metallic smell to it, like the can smells, and the milk is picked up. And it's very expensive here, and as a matter of fact, Andy, it's so expensive, they keep it locked behind the counters. And when you want the milk, when you want the formula, you have to ask the clerk to go and get it for you and bring it out. They don't have it sitting out. I don't know if it's a problem with it being stolen or what, but you actually have to ask for this milk, and it can't be good for you. I don't even think milk that you buy for us to drink, when you open it up, it smells funny, and it doesn't last very long in the refrigerator. If you buy a half gallon of milk and you open it on Monday, it's spoiled by Thursday. So that shows you something that it has a lot of chemicals in it because it's not keeping on its own. You know, it has a sour smell to it. It sours very quickly, and that's why they have a date on it. And if you could see the way cows were fed and cows were housed and cows were treated, you wouldn't want to drink cow's milk. I know I don't drink it. You know,
no.
Don't need it.
One of my friends is a dairy farmer, an organic